Welcome back to the Vet Joint Podcast. This is episode 35. You know, come a long way, from episode 1. Edited, just solo in a hotel room in Denver. Yeah, man. We all got your pre-pod banter ready. Y'all not just silent, and shit, and just leave me here to, carry on the interpersonals. But yeah, I want to get into the first topic because this shit kind of late if you ask me.
Which one?
You said it's lengthy?
Yeah, I said it's lit.
It's lit.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's start, man.
All right, so Josh, you want to take it, man? You said I caught a glimpse of it. I want to say a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But I think it missed me copying and pasting it into the current events. But I'm glad you caught that because this is we literally discussed this shit before on the pod. Like I don't even think that many episodes ago, right?
Wait, which one?
The one with the cat and
we talking about guns or we talking about bears?
We talking about guns.
Oh shit! Yeah, man. I heard. Yeah, nigga. So you talking about the was it 6 airmen that got arrested or that got found with all them guns and shit and ammo?
Correct. So 6 airmen found 14,000 rounds, I believe, of stolen ammo. Federal indictment alleges. So it's 2 staff sergeant and apparently. And it's crazy because some of the things they detail in the article, like I've literally, but hey, it sounds very eerie, right? Some of the shit you heard before. So what do y'all think? Because we discussed like, hey, before like we're to turn to the dark side. Sorry, there's a loud ass bite. If we had turned to the dark side, what could or would it have looked like, right? Stealing ammo, stealing, equipment, weapons, having all that, and we talked about this. We discussed, the level of access some of us have, and the ability for shit to just disappear and never to be seen again.
No questions asked.
Correct. Unless you fucking tell it all on a wire, like, damn. Like what a textbook way to get caught, man. It's like
that's like deploying with your weapon and then coming back with somebody else's.
That is true, man. Why would you bring that up, man? Why would you bring that up? So we got a Cody. We got a homie in Cadam. Stafford would be a good consultant, to break down the film for us. You know what I mean?
And that's what I found weird when I was reading it. I'm like, how does all this ammo gets taken without? Because from what I remember, when we went to Cata, like I've seen that piece of paper, but only like once in my entire 8 years, and somehow they were able to get a hold of it and basically forged document. I don't get how that's even possible.
So I think one way is to essentially kind of forge shooting appointments. So hey, X amount of people supposed to come in and shoot on this day. They came in, they qualified, air quotes. Here, we dispose of the ammo. Now, when it comes to the discrepancy between, following up on who accounts for, the spent ammo, like that goes somewhere. So I don't know if like, somebody, is supposed to account for the spent ammo, but, I can easily see how they can, acquire ammo, and a lot of it. Especially when people ain't really trying to go out in the sun, really. People would rather say, hey, man, can you sign me off on XYZ? I might have to do you a favor or something like that. And,
well, I do know down there where Josh at, when we were there, well, right before I left, no, it was you were there too, I think. But supposedly back in the day, what they used to do is unused rounds they would save them for like what you call it, for the dog and pony show. I forgot what they call it. Whenever they have like the leadership come.
Oh, or like maybe a family come through like that.
Yeah. So what they were doing when they were hiding rounds, so those people can go on the range and then use the guns and use the ammo. Right. So it's like, okay, I see how they can get to it that way, but it just sounds like they need to rehaul the system, because I remember the last commander, you know, he's a big Christian, so he wasn't into all that, you know, line and stuff like that. But to know that before in the past, it's like we're supposed to like look at the leadership in a certain light, you know. Oh yeah, they know what they're doing, but in actuality, sometimes they're the ones that create this toxic, unethical behavior, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
We did a story a while back, Josh. I don't know if you remember, with the other security staff sergeant that went down to Oakland. He had killed 3 people, 2 cops and a security officer, and he was one of the it's not Proud Boys. It's the they wore the those Hawaiian shirts. I forgot what they call themselves. The Boogaloo Boys. Or Boogaloo Boys, like that. Yeah, and the story. Well, but this dude was, you know, one of the anti-election people, where he thought that it was stolen. I know the other dude, his motivation was differently, but you know, we have seen kind of this. I don't know what you classify it as, you know, extremism or more extreme. Fringe security forces dudes kind of going off on the deep end. What do y'all think about, you know, nobody kind of saying like, yo, like nobody was there to kind of pull him back to be like, yo, maybe we should not be, you know, be ready to, like, you know, essentially trying to incite, you know, something like what happened on January 6th, or what do y'all think? The fact that he didn't have anybody else there to say like, yo, maybe we should be doing this. Because I mean,
I didn't hear the very last end of your last sentence.
No, I was just saying, like, what do you think about the fact that he didn't have anybody there to be like, to pull him back, to be like, hey, man, that sounds like some fucking off the wall fucking shit you about to pull off. Like, I can maybe see the steal of the ammo, but you know, to, you know, try to, you know, pull some crazy shit off. Like, I mean,
if you, it only take a little bit. Think about it, man. I don't know if he coerced the fucking staff sergeant or the fucking airman, but niggas in the military, not saying that they're broke, but like you have money, but think about how much you really have. Like when you consider your bills and shit like that, and you really, you know what I'm saying, like just getting by if you're not, you know what I'm saying. I guess, yeah, I don't know, man. And it's easier to convince somebody, hey, man, we can do this, we can do X, Y, Z because we got access. You know what I'm saying? We got access to this, we got access to that. You know what I'm saying? We can do X, Y, Z, we can do this, and this, and we can make some money, or we can take over some shit. You know what I'm saying? You fill a weak mind up with some shit like that, and you have a position of authority over somebody in a workplace, and you have access to it. It's fucking easy as shit to convince somebody to do some shit like that.
You think it's kind of like along the lines? You think it's kind of along the lines of poverty is one of the primary reasons for like crime? You think it's like something along those lines? When you're talking about, you know, in the military, we don't make that much money, so it's like people do shit like that to get more money.
Right, and I'm not saying that you're gonna be fucking broke as shit in the military. Like, yeah, it definitely has its benefits. Like, I would rather be in the military and be broke than fucking be a civilian and be broke. I'll tell you that much. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, so that ain't broke in the military. You really ain't never broke. I'm just saying. You broke if you ain't broke. You know what I mean?
It's like you get an extra life.
you get, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh damn, you lost all 100 of your lives in Mario. Hey nigga, here is one more life. You know what I'm saying? Like you got 101. Like there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you good. Nigga, you lose you nigga in the civilian world, nigga, you only get nigga probably 2 lives and nigga, you use them bitches up, and that's it.
Like
But
I know there's always like a kind of a disconnect between security forces and the regular Air Force, because we kind of see them come in Monday through Friday, holidays and weekends. They're more of the corporate side of the Air Force in a sense, or the more the less serious side of the military, in a sense. And it's like, I think maybe the harshness of the career field might force people to think that, hey man, shit is already kind of grimy. Let me just, continue as is.
yeah, I definitely think so, man. And another thing that I have noticed, I think is more so prevalent in combat related career fields. Like most of the people that are in those career fields, man, they're like, they secretly they got a little gut in them, man. They got a little gut in them, man. Like real talk. They not. You look at some of the people like a linguist, you know what I'm saying, something like that. Like, oh, I fucking went to private school and then I went to college and I went to, you know what I'm saying, the alma mater, goddamn Harvard social, you know what I'm saying, like some bullshit, you know what I'm saying. It's like, yo, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't do, you know what I'm saying, shit like the motherfuckers over there doing. You know what I'm saying? They just move different.
Yeah.
And that's just the career fields. The people in the career field, where they come from. That's what I think.
Anything else stood out to y'all, like about, the whole thing?
I didn't see how many. I probably glanced over it, but was it just one type of caliber, or was it more than one? I just glanced over the article.
Nah, they just talked about the amount of rounds, and old dude was saying like he was stealing up to 3,000 rounds a day. Now,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Now, I know Tindle was a fairly smaller base, but I know some bases have like, multiple security forces squadrons sometimes. They have they have bigger squadrons overall. Like I remember, I forget who was saying it was like 52 a flight stateside. I forget who he was talking to, but it was like they just had so many airmen. So, I guess, when you extrapolate that over time, but it's like, well, 3,000 rounds a day for how long? Was it just like, your biggest heist in one day? And again, like, there's a certain level of accountability that takes place in the armory when it comes to knowing what's where. But again, once you go past like the staff sergeant level, you can pretty much come into the armory and be like, hey, I need to take this, I'm gonna sign out this, and unless somebody out of the chain of command is, aware of something or, expecting something to happen, it's like that's never to be seen again. So I think this might maybe put an unnecessary light on Cadam and force them to might have to backdate some shit, because whenever one thing go wrong, motherfuckers want to be like, all right, cool, let's put a light on everything for the past year. And when signatures are missing and shit like that, that should just open up a can of worms. So I think people might be scurrying and trying to put shit in place and shit like that. So shout outs to you if you got to stay at work late to backdate a bunch of shit. Been there, done that. Speaking of movies and celebrities and all that, sure y'all heard about Kevin Samuels by now. We talked about him a little bit on the pod. What are y'all thoughts? I know he's only been on the internet, like in the mainstream for like a couple years now. A lot has been said about him, but it's very abrupt, dropped on Twitter, and a lot of speculation. I was like, I'm not even clicking on that hashtag because I don't want to see what is associated with it. But a couple days later, I think they confirmed it. what are y'all thoughts, man? You know, like I said, we covered him a little bit on the pod. You know, we all have our respective opinions about him and the content and whatnot, but you know, feel free to elaborate.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Come on, Eddie.
So Kevin Samuels was my dude, man. I came across him mid-pandemic. I want to say it was late 2020, early 2021 is when I want to say I came across him. And the first video I seen about him was Why Do Men Simp? And the nigga was basically giving an explanation of the shit. And I listened to the shit. It was the title of the video was Why Do Men Simp?
Oh.
And I came across this video because during that time I was in a relationship, and like some of the shit I was experiencing, I was like, nah, man, this shit ain't right. Yeah. So I came across that video. That was pretty much my intro to the manosphere, you know what I'm saying, and the red pill shit and all that shit. But you know what I'm saying, for me, like, that nigga pretty much confirmed a lot of shit that already, you know what I'm saying, that I thought. He pretty much confirmed it, along with other people as well. I'm sad that he's gone, you know what I'm saying. I don't have anything on YouTube to laugh at, because like he had so many people calling in, you know what I'm saying. So right now what I'm doing, I went back and I actually started watching his first episode, you know what I'm saying, the shit he was doing about fragrances. Going back to that shit, and I just want to hit everything and see how he evolved and everything like that, man. So that's what I'm currently doing right now.
Right.
For me, I forgot how I came about Kevin Samuels. I think I've seen, you know, somebody talk about something that he said to some woman or whatever, and you know, y'all already know how curious I am about. Say what?
Was it the average at best?
I think that led me to him, but that wasn't the first video I'd seen. Actually, you know what? It was the first video I seen.
Okay.
Because I seen so many women get upset about it, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" So I went to go watch it, and I was sitting there just listening to everything he said, and it wasn't like he was disrespectful. He was just being honest. I mean, he was just.
Never mind. My bad.
Did you watch any of his men training videos?
Yeah, like one of them, he was talking to one dude, and like, you know, it's kind of crazy because it kind of shows, like, to me, it kind of shows where we are as a society, as a human race. Like, what he said, regardless if you disagreed with it, if your argument is how he said something, then obviously he's telling the truth. If you arguing about how he said something because he's blunt and direct, it's crazy to me how so many people will say, "Oh, just keep it 100 with it. Just keep it 100 with me. Just tell me the truth." And you get somebody that does it, and they do it in a sense where you don't question what they're saying. Oh, now he's hurting feelings. But you know, my thing with other people is like the people that's taking the time out to say he ain't gonna be missed. Obviously, he is missed if you took the time out to say XYZ about him. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you felt some type of way about the stuff that he said. Because if you didn't care, like I don't care about Pete Davidson. I don't care about shit MGK. Even though he making horrible love songs now, I don't care about shit like that. But you know, if to me, if you go to somebody looking for an answer and they tell you that answer, but you don't like it, okay, that means you need some self-reflection. And especially if he's telling you how to get a certain type of man, if you can't deal with Kevin Samuels, then you don't deserve that. You don't want that type of man. And even if you want that type of man and you get that type of man, can you handle that lifestyle? You get what I'm saying? And it's like, regardless of how women looked at him, it's like all Kevin Samuels was trying to do was address the issues in the black community so that as a black community, we could be together more. And he was addressing the problems. And it wasn't just on the women's side, it was on the men's side too. Yeah, it's the men that was asking for the certain type of women, but weren't being the type of men they need to get those certain type of women. And it's the women that want those certain type of men that don't realize they need to either be in that space or they need to do certain things and change certain things about themselves to be with those type of men. So, and I watched Kevin Samuels one time. He was talking to a woman, and it was a smoke show. Actually, I think those are his best shows. It was a smoke show, and chick came on there and she was talking about, oh yeah, well you need to let men talk about their problems. You know, this platform was only for women. And he had to tell her. He was like, he didn't get famous until he started talking about women, because when he was talking about men and shitting on men, he wasn't big. But he's only a problem because he was being it wasn't that he was being mean to women, he was just being direct. So you know,
I think we also interpret the information differently too, because it's like even the dudes he talked harshly to, I'm like, I remember us as men can pinpoint times in our lives when we was like, yeah, nigga, I remember I was on that shit too. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes talking about the things that we don't have, like, you got a big bank account? Well, no, I don't. You got a good job? No, I don't. So like, what the fuck are you doing then? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta fucking change something. You know what I'm saying? I understand like the harshness for some people can be off-putting sometimes, but it's like people made an entire and it's crazy too, because it's like one thing people don't acknowledge, even though we're actively doing it, is that they are actively making money off of his content, right? Even though they're, you know, it's them claiming they're addressing him, it's also, you know, subconsciously, you know, not subconsciously, but in real life, creating real-time content. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody, you know, the actual YouTubers that are making, you know, real stuff, especially like places like the Shade Room, you know, they built their brand, you know, it's kind of slandering him, knowing that they're also going to get paid off of slandering him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's no ethical or moral reason for them to even address the situation in a fair way, because it's like they already have their established base. So it's, you know, it's kind of like Trump. You know what I'm saying? You already have the established base and the, you know, the shit that they're into. Your
viewers usually agree with you.
And I think I initially did check out the hashtags on Twitter, and man, some of the shit people are saying, it's like I've seen it before. It's a phenomenon I've seen where, you know, I've seen a black man. I recently seen it with a black dude and a black woman where they have said some shit about their own race, right? They ended up dying in a fucked up way. And people use those tweets to justify saying shit like, you know, whatever reason you died, you deserve it. You know, essentially kind of saying like, you know, fuck you dying. And it's like, I don't know. It's crazy to me how people can be so vile on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, these are people you're talking about, right? Yeah, you might have said some crazy shit on fucking Twitter at some point. So the fuck what? You know what I'm saying? I don't deserve, you know what I'm saying, to be slandered on the internet. Yeah, man, it's you know, that's a lot of the same people you hear preaching unity and, you know, supposed to be one race and this and that, and it's like, it's again, it's unfortunate that people are able to, you know, make money, you know, off of reviewing you negatively and, you know, build a brand off of that. But, you know, here we are. But shout out to Kevin Samuels, man. Like, even Mike referenced him saying that he helped them, you know, change some things around. And, you know, if you're, you know, we all have our favorite YouTubers that, you know, we feel at home with. I have several YouTubers that I've been watching for, you know, shit, I don't even fucking know how long now. It like,
who's your oldest YouTuber?
Oldest?
Yeah,
I would probably say Kane Carter. I think
same, bro.
Oldest, yeah.
Same.
It's like 13 years or something like that. Like, Like when you start seeing them old Lil Wayne videos from like 15 years ago. Like a lot of you motherfuckers don't know about this shit, man.
You what was the question? Josh? How long? What?
Same, man.
What's your oldest YouTube follower? So like who follow YouTube?
Like who's the oldest person I'm following?
Yeah. From back in the day.
I wouldn't even know, man.
It might be a few of them, but you know, that's
I would really have to sit and think, man, because I listen to so much shit. Because I try to, like me, I try to take a little bit of shit from everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we all don't think the same, we all don't act the same. So, you know, like one way I voice my frustrations, or if I don't believe some shit, I say what, you know, I've been saying, Josh been saying all these years, fuck out of here. I said so much my girlfriend said that. No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, so that's the phase y'all at, man, when she started talking like you?
But I mean,
I never talk about that shit, man. I never talk about when she started talking like you, man.
I just try and you know, take a little bit from everybody. And you know, back to Kevin Samuels, you know, one of the things I learned from Kevin Samuels is like, you know, just be honest. As long as you honest, well, it kind of reaffirmed what I've always believed. Because y'all always know I've basically always spoke my mind, but I don't feel bad about it because even when I do speak my mind, I'm holding back. But then with Kevin Samuels, it's like, well, shit. You know, the shit that he's saying, I know I can say some mean shit. But it's like, don't do it because you still gotta, like Kevin Samuels, you still gotta maintain your image and who you are as a man. Like, y'all know me, accountability, responsibility. To me, I feel like every man should have principles that they live by. And every man's principles ain't gonna be the same. Mine is accountability and responsibility. If I can't hold you accountable and responsible, then we don't need to talk. Because the things I'm trying to do, you gotta hold yourself accountable, you gotta be responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about Kevin Samuels. You gotta know who you are as a man. So that's what I'm gonna miss about him the most.
Yeah. I think, you know, hopefully, you know, there's a lot of, you know, people that are associated with him and around him. You know, I hope his message can continue because, you know, sometimes messages get diluted. And again, you know, people use your message for anything as long as they can get some clicks off of it. So hopefully, you know, his content can, you know, continue to lead people into the right path for when it comes to self-improvement and, you know, just becoming better people, man. But yeah, shout out to your favorite YouTuber.
I think a lot of people I think a lot of YouTubers are going to become a little bit rich, depending on how the state is set up. Because Kevin Samuels was real big on you getting permission to use his content. He was real big on that. So hopefully his estate is still set up the same, and then those people can still be held accountable. They can't just use his videos or whatever. But if not, I see a lot of people making a lot of money off of his content.
Dave Chappelle, man. You heard about that dude that rushed him on stage, got fucked up.
Oh man.
People are saying like this has, you know, some loose connection to the whole Will Smith thing. Personally, I disagree. I think there's plenty of people who have shit, you know, against Dave Chappelle that would be willing to do some shit like that. But I'm glad that they were able to get to the dude because he did have a knife on him. But at the same time, it's like, what the fuck was security doing, and why was they able to actually fucking get that close to him?
I got one question.
What's that?
You think old dude got his raps from Will Smith?
You think he what?
The dude that tackled Dave Chappelle is a rapper. That nigga suck. I'm just saying.
Oh, I didn't know that.
From Will Smith.
Look, man, ain't gonna be no Will Smith slander on this pod, man. All right, We're not doing that, man.
I ain't got no problems with the world, bro. I ain't got no problems with the world. I ain't got no problems with it, man.
No,
it was fucked up. The shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we a month later, he got his punishment. I'm content.
Yeah, like I saw what they did to the dude, and I'm like, so like, it prompted me to think that so people don't have a problem with people being brutalized as long as they don't fucking like them. That's kind of what I also took from it, because you know, if you swap out, you know, some chromosomes and some melanin and shit like that, man, it's a completely different conversation. But yeah. I'm not trying to make it racy or nothing, but you know, again, I'm all with apprehending and, you know, getting the dude out of there after you fucked up. But, you know, I mean, to go to that extent, I think, you know, for us, you know, as a collective to be like, hey, we be the ones to be like, hey, you can't be doing this too hard or that too hard. You know, I think you should get fucked up if you pull a knife on somebody, though. I mean, I have a motherfucker pull a knife on me. But hey, you see Netflix's stock went down, Josh? They ain't been listening to us, man. That's why.
No, that ain't why.
That's why.
That's why I just canceled their ass, man. Fuck Netflix. Netflix
they ain't been listening to us, dog. Think about it. Think about what we've been saying, man. Keith.
Yeah, they fucking up.
They fucking up, man. And
Netflix fucking up.
I think the stock went down because of their password shit. That's why I think it went down.
Nah, they went down because
they really don't have shit either, man.
Say what?
They don't have shit to watch for real.
They don't. For me, they got Seinfeld. So, and like some like Squid Game. The one thing I like about Netflix is usually they have movies. They have movies I'm more so interested in. Amazon Prime ain't got too much. Hulu, I use to catch up on TV shows that come on cable, and I just watching this like wrestling, Atlanta, stuff like that, or old shows like the Carmichael Show. I would have never found the Carmichael Show if it wasn't for Hulu. I just saw it was a bunch of black people, and I was like, oh, let me look at it.
I'm gonna have to message them again on Twitter, man. I'm gonna keep following up till they respond, man.
I mean, am I sad to be? I got a Fire Stick, so I can still access all the Netflix movies. It don't fucking matter. But yeah, I Netflix ain't what it used to be.
Yes, they don't have they lost a lot of movies to the other streaming services, but I think their overall genre of original content it's good, but it's not enough. And they have I think they have more misses than they do hits. And I've noticed a trend in a lot of their movies that like the first 2/3 of the movies are good and the endings are just fucking dog shit, man. It's like it's been an ongoing trend. I think that's been taking place, but I don't know. I think they should also include gaming on their platform, man. I think, you know, maybe even for PS1, PS2, maybe even PS3 games that are still, you know, well loved.
I think they're trying that.
I think, you know, that's one place they could definitely take a swipe at, and I think, you know, it might follow with other streaming services, but you know, they've been around long enough to be able to, I believe, host, you know, a lot of the older popular games, even like shit like Smash Brothers. Not Smash Brothers. That's Nintendo. I don't even know if that's even fucking possible. It's like trying to get the Infinity. You need the Infinity Gauntlet for some shit like that. But like games like Halo, Halo multiplayer for which Xbox was it? I forget which one. But all the games that have been
the best Halo ever, Halo 2.
Yeah. So, but well, I guess what I was trying to say, for games that are no longer hosted on servers, you know, even like Mortal Kombat 9, right? I would love to still be able to play it, but it's like, you know, it doesn't have a big enough community in order to, you know, make the sense for it to be put on. But somebody like Netflix can maybe be like, hey, we need X amount of signups. If we have 10 people, like 5,000 people sign up, and we give you a 2-year plan at $15 a month for this specific plan with the game, and whatever, you know, monetary, you know, whatever monetary, concoction they want to come up with. I'll be willing to try to play Mortal Kombat 9 or Injustice or, some of the older games that, we love, or being able to stream it. Like sometimes I might not necessarily want to hop online with you, but hey, could I watch you on Instagram, or watch you on Twitter while I'm trying to do some shit or, shit like that. So definitely, man, older games that are no longer hosted, that no longer accessible as a community. I think.
So how far back would you say?
How far back?
Because when I think about what you're saying, it's like, Mortal Kombat 10 is still being played at competitions.
No. So I mean specifically games that you can't play online anymore. From a console standpoint, because I know Steam is completely different, but Steam is, you got to get on your computer and, the TV is already there. So in the event that, you could get the setup like that.
But I think what goes into that decision for the developers or whatever is the game popular enough or
and that's what I'm saying, where it's like I would be if they put out some type of survey saying, hey, sign up by this time in order to play this game, and if you don't get enough signups, then it doesn't get put out. So it's a matter of who are the fans of certain games. Like again, like Mortal Kombat 9, man, I would love to still be able to play that shit sometimes, like because sometimes like I'm just in the mood to play something, but it's like it's just me and maybe a few other hundred people at that time. But if there's like one place that people of older games that are no longer online could all come in the same place, what I'm saying, then it would make more sense. But it's like that shit is.
But that's what I'm saying though. I don't think enough people want to still play it, but like Mortal Kombat 10, like I think it's a consensus. Probably the best Mortal Kombat game in recent memory is MK10. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so I think because of 10, I think their DLC characters is what really.
Or like even some of the older wrestling games that you're a fan of, or some of the older 2K games that are no longer hosted. It's like you don't always want to play, but it's like, hey man, let's hop on whichever the older 2K was y'all's favorite, or you want to hop from this one to that one for a little bit. It's like
that's a bad example though. That's a bad example.
No, I'm just giving you an example of whatever game that you can't access anymore that you like to maybe play occasionally. That's all. But anyways, I hopped on Mario Tennis, you know what I'm saying? Then getting to it. I know I mentioned the Switch a couple times, but hopefully I will hop on that train at some point.
I've actually, I was talking with Josh, I think it was last week, and I was thinking about, getting me a Switch because the PS5s, they're not going to be $400 again. Because people are buying the new ones and then reselling them for more. Some people are using it as a hustle. So I'm gonna do what Josh was saying, was getting the Pro. I think that'll probably be the better option. But I am thinking about getting the Switch just for something different.
It's fun, man. If we can hop online, we can play some singles or some doubles. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
I don't play on teams with nobody.
You can though, man. It's fun, man.
You're right. I can.
It's a different way to like communicate with your girl, man.
No, the only person I play with on my team is Josh. That's it. Right. And that's because we share the same brand.
You and your girl can come up with a game plan on how y'all gonna play. Like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna serve. You serve. I'm gonna stay back. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You get up front. I'll serve. You know what I'm saying? Da. That's all, man. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all.
I mean, nah, because if she fuck up, then I'm gonna break up with her.
You gonna skip Bayless her?
Yeah. Y'all know how I like to win.
What about you, Josh? Mario Soccer also comes out next month. I know I ain't never really played sports games with y'all before. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all kind of fuck with Mario from back in the DS days. So hopefully we can bridge that gap and, get back to the, have some vet joint gaming fun. what I'm saying? Specifically when it comes to the sports games.
And you want me to get Mario who?
All of them, man.
Nigga, I don't even have a Switch. I do want to. I ain't even gonna lie though. I did want to get a Switch, and I was getting it for the sole reason to play Pokemon Diamond, Brilliant Diamond, and Shiny Pearl. Like that was the sole reason why I do want to Switch. I probably will still get one, just for that. You know what I'm saying? Just nostalgia reasons. Because I still got my fucking Game Boy Color with Pokemon Gold in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right.
I would a Switch is on my hit list. I'm gonna get a Switch eventually. I'm also gonna get the PS5 Pro.
All right, man. I'll be ready when you pull up, man.
Hey, you need to hop on fucking Cold War Zombies, man. I've been on that shit. I played that shit this past weekend, man. That shit was fun, bro.
Man, I when it was moving, I damaged my HDMI port, man. The shit. It fell with the cable still connected, so I gotta replace the HDMI port that the female part that is attached to the PlayStation. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to pull that shit off before I can get back online or do anything.
Okay.
So,
So I think I'm about to use You seen the optical? You ever looked at the back of your PlayStation and you see like the optical cable shit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was wondering what else.
So it's fiber optics.
You connect
and no bullshit. You can hook it up to your TV if your TV has a fiber optic drop. Mm-hmm. And just so happened, nigga, the TV that I have has a fiber optic drop. So I'm about to try that shit out.
Okay.
And see how it is.
So you could essentially
supposedly the sound is way better.
So you
video quality is about the same, but sound is better.
So you could essentially use it in lieu of the HDMI cable, then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, never mind. Well, when we get back, I'll see how that goes. Then I appreciate it because I thought it was
for me, if I was going to use it, because my surround sound has it too, and so I could connect the surround sound to the TV. So the system would be the out. No, the TV would be the out, and the receiver would be the in. Whereas usually it's the other way around.
Yeah.
So I seen the cord before, but I was like, man, I don't know about that shit. So I just got an HDMI cable.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a guinea pig on it, man, because I found one cleaning out the granddad's closet, and I found one in there, fucking still new in the bag and shit. I'm like, I wonder, you know what I'm saying? So I looked at it. It looks. I hope it's not broken. If it is, if there was a receipt on that bitch from Best Buy, I'll just take it back. But yeah, I'm gonna see how that shit is, man, because it's something I wanna fuck around with. I'll let you know, because I know you like gadgets and shit, Keith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Matter of fact, speaking of gadgets and gadgets, got a wireless mouse. So,
man, you late to the party.
Yeah, you late.
Do a little bit of
Actually, he's not. He got me a wireless mouse back in the day, man.
So
you late to the party.
I like this one. It's you take it off. Yeah, I bought it for my phone. I bought a stand. You take it off. It has a little USB on it. But I like because it's Wi-Fi. I like because it's Bluetooth though.
All right, and that is your Vet Joint Tech News and Sports, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. We didn't get to sports yet, man. We still on tech.
Yeah, we still on tech.
I'm sorry. Tech news and gaming, man.
Yeah, you fired from ESPN already, man.
Tech, man.
I'm ready to fire off, man. I'm like Kyrie, man. I'm fired off for everybody.
Let me see your mouse again, Josh.
Mine was only like $15.
Okay.
USB down there. It's Bluetooth.
All right, man. So what do y'all think, based off where the playoffs is at right now, what are y'all thoughts?
Hey, let's go Bucks.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and admit it. Be honest, I like saying shit. When it comes to sports, I like to say shit on the podcast. That way, y'all can hold me accountable. Remember when you said this? Yeah, go back and listen to it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I take back everything I said about Giannis. I think he's the best player in the world right now. And I've never really been a Giannis fan.
He did it. He did it without Chris Middleton right now.
He's doing a lot without him.
Yeah, and even though it's ugly, it's slow. I don't understand how it doesn't get blocked. And I'm talking about his jump shot, but
it works.
It works.
He tall though.
Hey, it's like that combo, man, or Green Lantern's his ring.
The ring grab.
Anyway,
the dumbass ring grab.
Hey, awkward as fuck, man.
Speaking of ring grab, while you there, I hope you and old buddy, I hope y'all play some fucking Injustice.
All right. Hey, by the way, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of fucking with Grayson Allen, man. I know you get a lot of shit, but look, man, he remind me a lot of JJ Redick, where he got a lot of hate. You know, some of it is, justified. Some of it I think is unnecessary because Twitter is what it is. But I'm kind of fucking with dude, man.
JJ Redick getting Grayson Allen getting hate like JJ Redick. You joking, right?
Nah.
They're nowhere near the same. Now, if you said Grayson Allen and Draymond, okay, yeah, Draymond kicking niggas in the nuts on purpose.
No, he not, man. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah, that shit was on purpose, man. You can't.
Look, man, we don't need to go back down that rabbit hole again. All right, we don't need to go back down that rabbit hole, man. All right, but again,
go back and listen to episode 17.
I know a lot is said about dude, but hey, man, I'm the one person that's like, I think differently, but that's just me.
You think differently, huh?
That's all, man.
Because this is naturally how niggas jump, right? That's how they jump. Come on, man.
Hey, actually, by the way, shout out to the Draymond Dream Show, man. He does breakdowns after each game, with him and the Warriors and other series, man. It's been actually pretty interesting to watch. Rather listen to him than any of these other fucking so-called commentators out there. So yeah, shout out to him, man. But yeah, Giannis been balling, man. I said ever since Jason Kidd had him play the point guard when he was there, man. I think he was onto something, and I think that shit, is paying off, little by little, year by year. It's like this dude is like, he's filling out everything on the skill tree, man. Like it's a fucking Batman game and shit, some shit, yo. He's going after every fucking thing, man. He couldn't shoot.
Grapple gun, level 3.
Yeah, but he working all the sliders, man. Like he couldn't shoot for a while. Hey, nigga, don't leave me too open, man. I ain't got fuck you money, but I can make a shot when I need to. So, and Chris Middleton, I think if I'm not mistaken, they say he should be available the next round if they make it there. So it's only a matter of time if they're able to beat Boston, and we'll find out in a couple of days how that goes. Anybody else? Any other takes?
I think even about the Warriors, man.
Yeah, they doing what they do.
Yeah,
this has been some high flying shit, man. There's been some wrestling moves out there, man.
Next thing you know, you're gonna see the Tribal Chief on the court.
Yeah, man, and shit. Even John Morant, man. John Morant getting better at shooting in the game, man. Like game 1, his shooting was kind of off. Game fucking 3, he's fucking knocking out multiple threes, man. Even him, man, he be jumping out the fucking gym, man. He be jumping from the fucking parking lot.
Don't let him get hurt, because I can only see the memes, nigga. Where is Ja?
At the rate Ja's going, his career gonna end up like Wade's.
You think so?
Shit, I mean, if he can get 3 out of it, I mean,
not in. I mean, he ain't gonna get those 3 in Memphis, but with all those dunking and jumping and all that stuff. Because Dwayne Wade used to be real aggressive going to the rim, and I used to say, I was like, well, damn. I mean, he dunked hard as shit as a shooting guard, but calm down. And
I mean,
the result of his last few years.
What about Vince Carter, man? Vince Carter played for a minute, and he kind of,
Vince Carter got his notoriety from the dunk contest, but he wasn't dunking in the game like
and playing for the Nets and playing for. You forgot Vince Carter playing for the Nets.
Yeah, but he wasn't dunking every game like Wade and Morant is. He can, but he wasn't.
What? I think you need to go.
I think you underestimate Vince Carter's skill because Vince has some skill.
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, I think you're misremembering, as they're saying, Vince Carter's dunking reel. I'm not talking about the. I'm not even referencing the dunk contest. He was dunking on dudes night to night.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he
wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was dunking, but not on niggas every night. No.
Let's ask Twitter, man. Hey,
Yeah, Twitter.
If I join Twitter, I'll be running people.
Yeah, to get the password to get in there first, nigga. Shit.
All right, I'll post it on my.
Imagine niggas just calling me out on air like that.
But I mean, you can make a real like you got the jump he did in the Olympics. You got the dunk contest. Name another memorable dunk after that.
He had. I mean. Damn, I can't remember offhand, but I know I remember him dunking on a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't, but
and I'm saying he had the
when Wade dunked on Virgil and knocked Virgil to the ground. And I'm saying and Wade said Virgil when the parking lot started crying. Yeah,
I remember.
And I'm saying Vince Carter got a lot of those, man. He does, man.
Go look at a Vince Carter dunk package and go look at a John Morant dunk package and tell me which one is better.
John Morant himself will give Vince Carter the crown when it comes to dunking, man. All right?
That don't mean shit.
Yes, it does. John Morant himself will tell you, go look at Vince Carter dunks.
Okay, LeBron will tell you Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, but there's still an argument of who's 1 and 2, right?
Whatever. Anyways, man, shout out to the Heat. Shout out to Tyler Hero finally waking up and, helping put away Philly last night. Hopefully we can follow that up on in Game 6. I feel like the series should have already been done with, but hey.
Y'all got y'all other overpaid shooters sitting on the bench.
Hey, don't worry about that, man. Just worry about why James Harden getting paid all that money and is, I'm ready to see James Harden evolve, man, from Houston. He was supposed to be, putting up all these numbers. James Harden by himself was, enough for the Warriors, right? So, I mean,
you said
I'm saying we're the 50-point, 40-point.
You said James Harden was enough for the Warriors. What you mean by that?
Yeah. When the Warriors used to go up against the Rockets, James Harden was a lot of firepower. So I'm saying,
but he still lost.
It don't matter. He was still. It don't. But we're not even seeing anything close to those performances.
Okay. So, how many years removed he's from his MVP? What, 3 years now? No, 5 years. He's not the same player 5 years ago.
All right, then people need to shut the fuck up, there. That's what I'm saying.
He's definitely you can't. He's not the same player to think that he's the same MVP player.
That. All right, fine. And if that's the case, then people should acknowledge that because people be talking about him like it's still a 50-point triple-double James Harden.
Yeah, that's what they talk about. It's be like the frustration I have with Westbrook. I don't put that on Harden because Harden has showed a decline ever since he won the MVP. So that's why with Harden, I'm not surprised. But what he's doing with Philadelphia is enough to give y'all a run for the money. So I feel like Harden, he's going to crash him. He's going to be out of the league in a few years. But again, back to Westbrook.
Hopefully we can finish off Philly. I wanted to see him at full strength. We got what we got. Hopefully we can finish him off and head to the next round. And whether it's
if y'all win this series, I think it's a fluke.
Sure,
because y'all won the first 2 games without Philly having Embiid. Let's be real about that. And
what about last night?
But the series is what 3-2.
Correct. Philly had all the momentum. If that's the case, then Philly just won the last 2 games. They had
they had the momentum, but they had momentum. But let's be real. Think about the impact. Think about the impact Embiid had in the last 3 games as compared to the first 2. You mean to tell me you really think y'all will be winning regardless?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you saying if he was healthy, the series would be what? It would be over with, or what?
I think it would be over with. I don't think Philly would deserve to win. They would get whoever comes out of Boston, Milwaukee. I think that's who's coming out the East. But like Embiid being there, think about it. Y'all played 3 games with Embiid being there. Y'all are 1 and 2.
Okay,
that's fact.
And we go back to Philly tomorrow night. So then, if we win, it's because it has something to do with something, and if we lose, then we was never supposed to be there.
I'm not saying what else. I'm just saying if Embiid was there the first 2 games,
okay,
the series I think the series would be different.
And then if not, then it would be James Harden didn't do what he's supposed to, and he's old and whatever. But okay, fine, whatever, man.
No, if it was just Harden, no, y'all would deserve to win because I mean y'all are a good defensive team, but I mean you're glossing over Embiid wasn't there the first 2 games. Come on,
I'm not, but it's like
Embiid is a big factor, man.
We pick and choose when injuries are relevant, right? Because when Devin Booker got hurt, right? People was talking about, maybe the Pelicans have a chance or whatnot. Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry both went down, right? So like we pick and choose when a player gets hurt who is so-called affected. So it's like, yo, man, the nigga's injured, but it's like, so what?
Well, I think in that instance, is more so how important because in not trying to discredit the Heat, you know what I'm saying. My biggest thing about the Heat is I just don't see it I just don't see them win the championship. I think Spoelstra can get them there. I just don't see. I just don't. They don't have.
Look, man, it take a lot of people to come around on a lot of teams. I've been a Heat fan for a minute, so like my come around is already there. For you, it's like even with Giannis, it took him having to do X, Y, Z for you to be like, yo, I fucks with him. For me, like Kyle Lowry took me seeing him how he played in the finals, like, yo, I fucks with him. Even before there's any mention of him coming to play with us. But it's a wait and see. We gotta play who we play.
You like Kyle Lowry before he came to the Heat?
Say that again.
You like Kyle Lowry before he went to the Heat?
No, I'm saying I gave him his respect before he came to the Heat, or before there was any mention of him coming to the Heat. Okay. But I mean, it's a wait and see game. We can lose game 6 and game 7. People gonna say what they say if that happened, and if we win, people gonna say what they say if that happened. So we gonna get to the next. We gonna get to the next series, and if it's, I'm not gonna say you're speculating and be like if it's this or it's because of that. That's not me. But
I mean, I with Miami is like I think I like Bam. You know what I'm saying? I like Tyler. I'm not too much of a fan of Kyle Lowry. He's a weird ass point guard to me. And Jimmy Butler, he's not well rounded enough for me.
Whatever, man.
But the Heat are good defensively. It's just I don't see how they're gonna beat Milwaukee, because last time they beat Milwaukee, again, Giannis didn't play the last 2 games.
I mean, and our team is a little bit different, and we're a lot better shooting since then. I mean, again, man, look,
how are you a lot better shooting when Duncan has shot horrible this year?
If the Bulls still had Jimmy Butler, they would be in a different place potentially. If Minnesota had Jimmy Butler, they would be in a different place. And if Philly had Jimmy Butler, they would be in a different place. No, because all 3 teams, it took them a while to recover after. He helped them get to the playoffs when they was not getting there, especially Minnesota. So I mean, not go again, man. Like not.
Whoa. He was helping Minnesota. Minnesota get into the playoffs.
Yes.
You might want to recheck that. He wasn't in the playoffs with Minnesota.
Okay.
Because last time he was in the playoffs was with Kevin Garnett before this year.
That's not true, and that is not true. He helped him get to the playoffs when he was there. I know that for a fact. But you can look that up.
And he got there halfway through the season, right?
Whatever, man. I know I'm talking.
I just don't think Jimmy Butler is as good as people think.
He is, and and it shows to the teams that he left. What happened? And look, if they had Jimmy Butler right
now, it's not the LeBron effect. You can't even bring up the LeBron effect. You can't even give me that.
Whatever.
It ain't even a LeBron. It ain't even a LeBron effect.
This ain't got nothing to do with LeBron, man. It's like
LeBron is the only person that can leave it. Like Ryan Davis said, LeBron is the only nigga that can leave a team in that roster because of high school roster. That's the only person.
Nigga, you don't catch him from all this dick riding LeBron someday, man. I'm telling you, man.
That's the thing. I'm not a LeBron fan.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
You know I'm not.
Whatever, man.
What are you gonna catch, man? What are you gonna catch, man? Another championship, nigga?
Whatever, man.
Did you hear about Jeannie Buss?
What about her?
She was blaming the failure of the season on LeBron, AD, and Russ.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
and that's what I was saying about LeBron. You got to give him some of the blame because we all know LeBron gets to pick his teammates.
Yeah, but it's like you can't, like, if you don't acknowledge the things that take place in the season, then it's like for example, if we can't establish an honest baseline of truth, right, and facts, when it's like these things happen, the injuries did play a part, right? Yes, we had some players that objectively to some people didn't play in a certain way, but if you just take the basic facts into consideration and who played and who didn't, from that alone, you can see how detrimental that can be to a team. But like commonly in Laker history, they have their scapegoats. Oh, because of this person, because of that person. Nobody acknowledges how often when LeBron changes team season to season, how vastly the team changes and how much time it takes to curate a team and get a team throughout an entire season and the playoffs collectively. Like, you can't just switch that shit up and then be like, all right, it's supposed to happen a certain way, and if it don't, then we're gonna start blaming people. Like, it don't make no sense to me, man. Like, and I don't know, it takes up too much of the basketball conversation. Like, yeah, it's just pointless to me, honestly. It don't make sense to me, man, honestly.
So 10 years ago, you were okay with the Heat being the headlines, but now you upset because the Lakers are the headlines?
No, it's not the headline. It's just that you don't spend time even acknowledging the fact that you spend time talking about, hey, how the Lakers did this season, but without acknowledging the fact that, hey, there were some detrimental things that happened to the team, and those things that took place is what can cause the team to go in the way it did.
And you're saying that should come from Jeannie Buss? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is to just hand out individual blame. It's like that don't make sense.
Well, it's like what I told Mark. Well, like I told Verfin today. The by Facebook memory, we hired Frank Vogel today, 4 years ago, and then Verfin said, "What are y'all thinking?" or some shit like that. And so I sent it back to Verfin. He was like, "Oh, he's fired." Yeah, as a championship head coach, it's like, to me, it's like Frank Vogel's there 4 years. He won a championship. In any other market, that's impressive. That he won a championship that fast. But in LA, it's like, well, what the fuck happened in 2 years? Like, you just won a championship 2 years ago in the bubble. And then 2 years later, we don't even make the play-in. To me, it's like the players can only do so much. LeBron and them, they can only do so much. But to me, you got to give some of the blame to LeBron and Vogel.
Yes.
Because if we win a championship, it's not all LeBron. But when the team does bad, it's none of LeBron. To me, it's all around. The blame goes all around. But I have my people I would put more blame on, but I think those are all opinion.
So would you say it's more leadership or flair?
When you say leadership, that's what I choose.
Okay.
Because LeBron is in that leadership.
Yeah, I mean, also though, I don't even feel like most of the reporting that we get from, about the Lakers, about these teams are from, individual sources with, their own respective agendas. So it's like sometimes the information we're getting, sometimes we don't even know if it's true or if it's false or if it's tainted. We heard of Stephen A. quoting fucking Ball Sack Sports about some fake shit about Kyrie and Harden. He said some shit to him in practice about he fat and he trash and he out of shape or some shit. Like Stephen A. Smith quotes a fucking parody account on Twitter as if it's fucking real information, right?
But is that so far off from being realistic though? Because Harden was fat as shit.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but to me,
all right.
like now, I'll tell you the one story that I heard where I was like, I think it was a story where Kyrie lit some incense and Harden looked at the nigga like he was weird or something. To me, okay, I could see something like that being real, but it's hard to believe something like that.
Like, so like whenever we have these conversations, man, that's what I'll be thinking. Like another person was Jay Williams. He claimed Kevin Durant at a Christmas party said some shit to him about I forget what it was, man. And Kevin responded on Twitter like, "That's a fucking lie. I never said that shit to you." Right? But also at 7:30 every morning, these dudes are giving inside information about these topics and these players. I'm like, dog, like the information pool is already tainted. So it's like the conversation that even get brought up sometimes, it's like it's almost like it's a mental algorithm sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get into my conspiracy bag, man, but it's like some of the conversations we have sometimes it's like, nah, nigga, that scenario don't even fucking exist, my nigga. Like we shouldn't even be fucking talking about this, man. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? These niggas get millions to fucking say bullshit.
That's why I like watching. I usually go back and that day I go back and watch Shannon and Skip. I don't know why. Even though I think Shannon dick rides a little bit too much, and I think Skip is just a little bit too much of a hater. It's like it's crazy because it's like their points they kind of make sense with each other, but I don't know. It's entertaining, but they're the only two. I'll watch Chris Broussard every once in a while.
Somebody was going at Kevin Durant on Twitter because he said to Nick Wright that anybody can do your job. And I've listened to Nick Wright and I'm like, no, I can't fucking listen to this shit, man. Like, oh, he's a reporter. I'm like, dog, I've heard this dude, man, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Kevin might have a fucking point.
Yeah. Because now with Nick, that I can't listen to Nick. I can listen to him to see what he gonna say, but I listen to it to be like, okay, what bullshit he gonna say? Like, whenever he opens his mouth about LeBron, it's like, really? That's what you're using as your argument?
So you hate watching them? That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
You hate watching them?
Now, somebody like him, like Shannon and Skip, that's different, because they just got difference of opinion. But I like watching Nick and Chris Broussard because Chris Broussard gonna give you the truth every single time. Nick gonna give you some shit that's kind of based around LeBron. That's why I don't like Nick. Now, Chris, they were talking about
tennis. Between Nick and Shannon, man, you be talking about tennis and they insert LeBron or some shit, man. It's like, dog, just. But I tell you what, though, man, like between Draymond, JJ Redick, and Pat McAfee, man, like I got enough sports media on that end, man, because I'm like, yo, they actually talk about shit and cover shit that like makes sense about the game, and even Draymond talking about his matchup with Jokic, game to game. I thought that shit was interesting, man. So
I think I'm gonna try and start listening to Draymond. That's a mind. His mind I kind of respect, so I would probably start listening to him because
he even talks about the injury the other day when he got elbowed and the shit in what I'm saying, the little shit going on in the game. So I say, I'm not, telling you to cut out Shannon and skip or whatnot, but at least maybe incorporate those guys. I think you like it, man. Even Ken Durant's podcast, man. I think it's
that's who I need to be following on Twitter. It's Kevin.
I think he be going at it with people, man. Yeah. Y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on, man?
Nah, man. Not really.
That's pretty much it, man.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it, man. I got some Glade plugins.
You got some Glade plugins? All right. I appreciate that, man, because usually you just, silent. So, I appreciate you inclined that what fragrance is it, man? Is it cool?
Man. It's called, I think it was called like Ocean Mist.
Ocean Mist? All right, man. I hope you enjoy that Ocean Mist, man. All right, man. I appreciate y'all hanging with me, not having no edits. Really, having it and not having it is a big fucking difference, man.
Like episode 1.
Production and no production, man. Yeah, man. It's a huge difference.
Hey, look. So I guess this is the segue to season 2. We started season 2. How we started season 1. So this gonna be episode 35.
Yeah, man. This is
gonna be episode 35 total. But you know what I'm saying, this is gonna be season 2 right here, man. So this is season 2, episode 1, but it's episode 35 altogether. You know what I'm saying? Just let the viewers, listeners, we're gonna let y'all figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We got 35 in the clip for y'all, man. That's a lot of hours of us talking, man. Just kicking shit. Yeah, and it took me I had like several topics that we could have covered, but I'm like, nah, man, let's just kind of free ball this one. I ain't trying to serious this out too much. The vet joint is currently staking out a new location potentially. So yeah, in the greater Denver area. So shout out to that, man.
Damn, hold on. Bro.
Oh my God. He ain't got this nigga talking, man.
You know what's crazy? Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. You know what's crazy, right? So another cat I was in my first tech school with, the one that was stationed out here in Egmont. That nigga texted me the other day, and he goes, "Hey man, I got a new gig because we had always talked about moving down to Orlando." This nigga hits me up, so I was like, "Hey man, I'm moving out to Denver." Then you out in Denver.
Hey man.
Hey, what's it? What's the scenery looking like?
What's the scenery? Yeah. I mean, it's looking good, man. It's looking good, man.
Mountains and shit.
It's
a whole bunch of mountains and shit.
There's some Subway sandwiches out here. Damn, we really need these edits, man. But anyway.
Jojo no tires.
All right, people, this is the Dead Joint Podcast, episode 35 with no edits, just out here doing our thing. Peace.